Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Golden Bachelorette Joan Vassos men have fans crying. The Golden Bachelorette star, Joan Vassos, has a group of guys that is making fans cry this season. Although fans got plenty of laughs with Jacqueline Shoney around, it wasn't all fun and games. But this season is packed with characters that have kept viewers entertained. However, some fans say the men have them in tears. Joan Vassos sets the stage for her men. Undeniably, the Golden Bachelor and the Golden Bachelorette have a completely different feel from other Bachelor Nation shows. Although the competitors are there to grab as much time as they can with the Bachelor or Bachelorette, the feeling is much different. For instance, during Jerry Turner's season, the Golden Ladies were a hoot. Not only did they keep fans rolling, but they were genuine, mature women who also cheered each other on along the way. Likewise, the Golden Men may want to steal Joan Vassos' heart, but they are also comrades in their non-traditional love-seeking. In Joan Vassos' gentle way, she ushered the entire group into a world of openness. Although it was a hard experience for her to share the loss of her husband, Joan Vassos, it set the stage for each person to admit their own grief and open their hearts. Undoubtedly, Charles Ling has pulled on fans' heartstrings with his caring soul. Several people lost spouses or chose to end marriages for difficult reasons. However, their journeys have led them to where they are. Furthermore, the men supported each other and became great friends during the Golden Bachelorette. But there have been inspirational stories from all of the men who have lived lives they didn't expect. Joan Vassos' men have fans crying. While the guys were vying for Joan Vassos' attention, they bonded with their experience. Together they laughed, had fun, cried, and sorted through some of the situations in their lives that didn't go as planned. Unmistakably, their effort to support each other was evident, even though they were chasing the same woman. On Reddit, one fan discusses how the relationships on the show are bringing them to tears. They say, "The men's friendships tear me up." Then the user adds, "I have to say it is absolutely beautiful to see these men reinventing themselves through the male friendships they have found on the show. It seems like many of them do not have a lot of male friendships in their real life, and it tore me up to see some of them leave and be hugged by the other men." Someone else adds, when Charles L. said, "It's a different love. Yep, I found it. Too sweet. It's honestly the best part of the show, not a dig at Joan, just being honest. All these guys have new besties, and it's so beautiful to see. I cried when Pascal was hyping up Mark before his date and telling him to smile because he has such a beautiful smile. I am genuinely sad that we are now onto hometowns, so we won't really get to see the guys interact together anymore. Hoping there will be a men tell all so we can see all the guys together again. It's been my favorite part of the show. It's truly so beautiful to watch these men transform and bond." Joan Vassos' men show strength through their sadness. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette season, Joan Vassos has fostered openness. She listens to each of her suitors as they discuss the twists and turns their lives have handed them. But even more so, the men have joked and shared about their journeys with each other. Captain Ken Book spoke about his life in the Navy and even bared his soul with his songwriting. Jonathan Roan had a flashback to his wife leaving him when he realized how hard it was to think about Joan sending him home. Charles Ling and Guy Gansert shared a touching moment when Guy explained what happened with Charles' wife's aneurysm. Additionally, Keith Gordon shared about becoming the girl dad he is so proud to be, but how hard it was to get there. Likewise, Chalk Chappell had a divorce and a death with his two former wives, and he even lost his mom during the show, and still is dedicated to connecting with Joan. Furthermore, Dan Romer shared his illness and even incorporated it into the talent show. Without a doubt, they are each great guys and have a story. Furthermore, they are stronger men now that they have traveled through their experiences. Fans weigh in. While only one guy can leave with Joan Vassos arm in arm, all the men express it was an adventure worth taking if for nothing more than the unforgettable friendships they made. We need a spin-off in which the guys travel together to different locations and enjoy the food, nightlife, etc. I completely agree. It's really refreshing to see so many examples of healthy masculinity and male friendship. Joan Vassos, the poised and ever-graceful lead of Asterisk, the Golden Bachelorette Asterisk, has become a beacon of hope and vulnerability in a whirlwind of emotions. But it's not just Joan who has fans reaching for their tissues. It's the men vying for her heart. Each week, the audience tunes in not just for Joan's journey, but for the deeply emotional, sometimes raw, moments these men bring to the screen. And in the latest episode, Joan's suitors laid their hearts bare, leaving fans crying alongside them. #### the golden men of vulnerability. At the heart of this emotional storm is a group of men who, in their silver-haired charm, have proven that age has not diminished their capacity to love deeply. What's perhaps most striking about this season is the unexpected tenderness that radiates from these men. They've lived through long marriages, devastating losses, and the complexities of life, yet here they are, vulnerable and wide open for love once again. Each tear shed on screen feels like a testament to the scars they carry. Take Charles, for instance, who opened up during a group date about losing his wife to cancer. His voice wavered as he shared the pain of watching the love of his life slip away, and how for years he thought he'd never find love again. When she passed, a part of me did too, Charles admitted, his eyes filling with tears as he looked at Joan. But being here, with you, it's the first time I felt hope. That moment alone had fans reaching for their tissues. On social media, comments flooded in, expressing how Charles' honesty resonated with them. "This is the most real, raw moment I've seen on reality TV," one fan tweeted. "It's not about drama or playing games. It's about the courage to open up again after immense heartbreak." #### the silent strength of Gary. Then there's Gary, the soft-spoken widower with a heart of gold. In an emotional one-on-one date, Gary took Joan to the spot where he used to watch the sunset with his late wife. The quiet simplicity of the moment, paired with Gary's silent strength, left a lasting impact on viewers. As he shared stories of his wife's laughter and their favorite songs, it became clear that his love for her hadn't faded. It had simply transformed. "I thought I could never love again," Gary told Joan, his voice thick with emotion. "But being with you, I realized there's room in my heart for more. It doesn't erase the past, it just adds to it." The way Gary opened up without a hint of pretense, without any need to compete or outshine the other men, endeared him to fans across the nation. His vulnerability wasn't about showmanship, it was about healing. Many viewers found themselves reflecting on their own relationships, their own losses, and how love can find us again when we least expect it. ### Peter's unexpected confession. Perhaps the most surprising moment came from Peter, the confident, charismatic gentleman who had, until this point, seemed to glide through the competition with ease. But during an emotional cocktail party, Peter pulled Joan aside and revealed a side of himself no one had seen before. Through choked sobs, he shared the story of his estranged relationship with his children, a wound that had been festering for years. "I thought being successful, giving them everything, would be enough," Peter confessed, tears streaming down his face. "But I missed out on what really mattered, being there. Now I'm alone, and it's my fault." Joan, ever the compassionate listener, held Peter's hand as he wept, and fans couldn't help but cry with him. His confession struck a chord with so many who had either experienced or witnessed the complexities of strained family relationships. Peter's vulnerability reminded everyone that no matter how perfect someone's life may appear on the outside, we all carry burdens that weigh heavy on our hearts. ### Joan's compassionate heart. As these men poured out their hearts, Joan's ability to hold space for their pain became a central theme of the show. She wasn't just looking for love, she was providing a sanctuary for these men to heal. Her quiet strength, her ability to listen without judgment, made her the perfect confidant for men who had carried their grief, guilt, and regrets for far too long. In one particularly heart-wrenching scene, Joan herself broke down in tears after a conversation with Michael, a widower who had struggled to find joy after his wife's passing. "I just want to be happy again," he said, his voice barely a whisper, "but I don't know if I deserve it." Joan, tears in her own eyes, took Michael's hands in hers. "We all deserve happiness, Michael. We all deserve love," she whispered, her voice trembling. In that moment, it was clear that Joan wasn't just seeking a partner, she was offering hope. The ripple effect on fans. These moments, raw and unscripted, have left fans emotionally drained in the best possible way.